The logic board is designed for servo motor control and contains an A and B microprocessor and ROM. The LP4000 has a special power supply to generate the potentials necessary for the DC servo motors. Mounted on the end plate, you will find a small circuit board. This is the Y-axis encoder buffer. Measuring potentials at the logic board, we will find a plus 5 volts, plus 12 volts, minus 12, plus 14, and a plus 33 volts for servo. The tolerances are as shown on this upcoming chart. As we'll see, the LP4000 hyperbuffer is a little bit different than the 3700. Here's our power connector from our power supply, a power jumper back to the hyperbuffer board, an empty power connector, which gets people into trouble, the data communication link between the hyperbuffer and the logic board, and the data communication to the COM port. Let's take a look at this empty connector on the hyperbuffer. If we hooked in the power supply on the first connector, you'll notice the hyperbuffer will get 33 volts for servo, which isn't really needed on the hyperbuffer. But coming off the jumper, there is no wiring for 33 volts. Therefore, you would lose servo power.